Some things to watch out for. You may do it in the center of the rollback bar, but you might find that, you know, it could be imbalanced a little bit. So try to spread it out right to the sides where the hooks are. Your hands, you can engage your hands, but we want to avoid the hands being lower than the elbows. We want to have it parallel, or you can have it a bit higher if you like, okay? So those are some of the points to watch out for. As you begin the movement, a lot of students will do a knee flexion and a very, very little hip extension. Barely. There's barely any hip extension. What we want to do is we want to keep the knee flexion the same, but have a hip extension down as you come back to a hip flexion, right? And over here, we want to avoid just using your arms and momentum to roll up. Some students can do that in the first few tries, because it can be scary when you're down here and you're thinking, I have to raise my body up. It can be scary. So the first reactive instinct is they want to throw themselves up. So you want to let them control every movement back to 90 degrees, a little bit more knee flexion, a little bit more hip flexion, then you roll from your pelvis, using a little bit of your arm power, but mostly from your core. My arms are just helping. When up here, this could happen, or this could happen. Either one of this we want to avoid. So we want it to be completely square, right, and balanced. And then as you roll down, watch out for flat back. They like to come down, bum, like that, right? So when somebody is coming down, encourage them to articulate their spine, one spine at a time, until their sacrum touches the bed. And then that's the whole movement. So you have your rollback bar tucked underneath your knees, and obviously you're not going to straighten your knees because it will fly, so you're bending it. We want this to be at a 90 degrees. Your shins are also parallel to the floor, so not tucking in like this, that's too much. So about 90 degrees. And then you start with extending your hips. So now you're at a hip flexion, extending your hips to point your toes to touch them gently, and then flexing your hips back. Then you start to roll from the tailbone all the way up to find a nice parallel femurs against the floor. Then as you roll down again, spine by spine, until you come back to a neutral, and then you continue the movement. Rolling up spine by spine. And one spine at a time. As you lower yourself, watch out for imbalances. Usually when you're up there, you could have a rotation or a shift. Third rep, coming back to tabletop, and then tucking in a little bit before you roll up your pelvis to achieve your parallel femurs. And then rolling down, one spine at a time. Back to starting position.